Zoom presentation and reading of Who Let the Dogs Out by Marian, Rosin. The scene. We're with Florence at an animal rescue establishment in her New York City West Village apartment. She has this boyfriend named Steve, who has huge commitment issues. Will he finally come through for someone? We now cut to a scene at a city-run animal shelter. Steve carries Florence to the take-in counter.
I found this girl and I can't keep her.
Any ID?
BA from Marymount and a Metro card.
No ring?
No.
He didn't just find me. We've been together for 3 years.
She's pretty healthy.
I have a nervous stomach.
Most of them are.
I'm not a bad guy, you know. There's just always so much fur everywhere. You can never really get rid of it. I'm going broke in lint brushes.
Boo-hoo.
Maybe she was right. Maybe I am married to my apartment.
You are married to your apartment.
My apartment's rent controlled.
You lucky bastard.
You're too safe, so you don't really have to love anybody.
Now looks who's getting Freudian. Plus, she's way more talky than I thought. You had a nickel for every time you heard that, huh? Look at a good home, right?
If I was psychic, I'd be a billionaire and I wouldn't be working here. And I'd bring all of them home to live with me.
Okay. Well, bye, Florence.
So now we go to Florence sitting in her apartment. She's wrapped in a blanket in an armchair.
Who let the dogs in? I did, Steve. I did everything everyone said a stereotypical, unmarried, childless woman my age would do. But they'd be wrong. Though you should have heard my cousin when you and I lasted over a year. Thank God you're not weird anymore, she said. I did it because these guys were my best friends since I was 3. Cats are welcome too, of course. Give me you're tired, you're poor, you're abandoned by their owners, you're abandoned senior dogs with continence problems, you're abandoned cats who didn't go with the new baby, the new furniture, the new job, the new apartment, the new boyfriend, the shedders, the barkers, the couch claws. Did you ever notice how much more fun a cat is than a couch? So why would someone declaw, amputate, devocalize an animate being to save an inanimate object? Human logic is not always all that. Freud once said women overeat because they want to be impregnated by their fathers. Dogs overeat because you get all you can while you can. Every abandoned dog is Effie in Dreamgirls singing, and I am telling you, I am not going. Well, really, the guy she was singing it to turned out to be a real creep. So she should have been singing, and I am telling you that I left 5 minutes ago. So scratch that, you know what I mean? Anyway, in matters of humankind versus any other kind, unfortunately, the beasties with the opposable thumbs always win.
Back to bed.
We see Steve in bed 3 years earlier. We hear,
Wow.
You're so pretty.
You're prettier.
You're prettier.
Just by a nose.
The first time ever I saw your face.
No, this is New York City. It should be the first time ever I saw your place. It was rent controlled.
'Cause I inherited it from my mother.
Your mother. It's like you have a dowry.
Yeah. Well, I also have 7 goats. Actually, you're the one with the 7 goats.
That must feel nice. Knowing no one can ever throw you away. Out.
I sleep very well. Ooh, that feels good.
Yeah, that's one of the cats, honey.
Oh.
Florence has all the cats and dogs are lined up to potentially meet their new owners.
Best stuff today, guys. Remember, no farting, no scratching.
Florence opens the doors to the Mottleys.
So, are you interested in a dog or a cat? Or both? Or two of each? The weather systems are changing. Who knows? King Solomon had 15 dogs and 25 cats, and they say from there came his wisdom.
Really? I never heard that.
Do you read a lot of Jewish history?
No. I really like Nicholas Sparks.
I like HBO.
You don't have any werewolves, do you?
Yeah. A cookie? Oh, sorry. Those are the dog biscuits. Cookies. The biscuits are probably better than the cookies. Have you had pets before?
My mother was allergic.
We had a dog, Biff. Happy old Biff. But my brothers and I fought so much over him. My parents gave him away.
And you stopped fighting?
No, we just went back to fighting over other things. So I'm more of a dog person and she's more of a cat person.
My best friend, Dana, has a cat who's very sweet, which totally surprised me. I always thought they were very cold.
Yeah, they have bad PR. I always think of it as dogs are drunks and cats are stoners. In a good way, not like people sometimes. Anyway, I bet we have someone for each of you. Excuse me. 1, singular sensation, every little step she takes. 1, thrilling combination, every move that he makes. And suddenly nobody else will do. You know you'll never be lonely with you know who. 1, sing out, Louise.
The Mottleys leave with a carrier.
Goodbye, Janis Joplin. You have a wonderful life.
Thank you.
Florence shuts the door behind them and turns to the other animals.
See you guys? It happens. Now only 5,239,117 to go.
Now we see Steve reading and Florence flipping through the TV channels as they lie in bed.
Is that a catnip in your pocket or are you just glad to see me? See? Mick humps that chair 3 times a day, and the chair doesn't even give a rat's ass about him.
You saying we don't fuck enough anymore?
I just feel farther and farther away from you.
Did you say farther and father?
No, I don't speak Freudian. Sometimes a penis is just a penis. Except yours, of course.
Oh, yeah. It's a broadsword.
Amen to that. And we all give thanks.
Well, Freud did make some good points, you know. Just that statement might be Freudian.
He said that some men have foot fetishes because their toes look like penises.
I feel kind of weird now. I was okay with just one, really.
Does this make me hermaphroditic? How many promises have you broken?
I don't know. A lot.
Yeah, me too. What was the first one?
I don't know. I probably promised to keep my promise.
I know every single promise that was made to me and then broken.
So you feel farther away? What can we do about that? Oh. Hello, Greg Allman.
Hey, that's Gracie Slick.
Steve
Don't break any.
up and head over to the door as Florence puts on her robe.
Don't break any promises while I'm gone. And don't break any hearts, especially mine.
I'm just going to get acquainted with my other 10 penises. So little time.
So Florence opens the door, and who's standing there but the Mottleys? And they're with Janis Joplin back in the carrier.
We're returning Sookie. She spent last week hiding and throwing up.
They didn't ask for a scaredy cat after all.
And then when she came out this week, well, she's just not for us. She didn't scratch or anything. She's just not for us. She might be a little more meowy than we want.
Yeah, a little more meowy.
And she's not a lap sitter.
I like something on my lap.
I was a little sad the other day, and she didn't make me feel at all better. And then she threw up again.
We were looking for a pet that's a little more holistic, like a Valium with fur. But she just seemed to me so much, she just needs so much reassurance. It's very anti-therapeutic.
We tried the tricks you told us, like blinking at her slowly to say I like you.
We tried whispering to her. I guess that's just for horses. Made her throw up.
And she didn't look at all lovely curled up in the chair in the living room. I thought she'd be the perfect touch.
She was rude to our guests. She doesn't do anything cute that we could put on YouTube.
Maybe one of the others?
This isn't P Harmony.
He grabs the carrier and closes the door. And now Florence is talking to the animals.
No, Janice Joplin, I don't think we should call Steve. You know, if I were a cowboy with a lot of horses, everyone would think I was very cool. But because I'm a middle-aged female, I'm a crazy cat lady. Well, fuck him, Janice. We are not calling. Don't you think maybe that was part of your problem? And you too, little Amy Winehouse.
Florence is knocking on Steve's door. We're surrounded by all the carriers, and just out of sight are a bunch of dogs. All we see are the leashes.
Steve? Steve! The landlord's evicting me because of the animals. A neighbor tipped him off. I left you like 50 phone messages. Could we just stay here till I find another place? Steve, please. We'll stay in the back room. It'll be like Anne Frank with a lot of fur. You get to be Meep. Oh, please. Kurt Cobain is very thirsty.
After a little bit of time, Steve comes out with a big bowl of water and takes it to the dogs.
Hi.
Hi.
I just started seeing someone new.
She's gorgeous and so nice. Like an angel on earth.
You don't even know her.
I'm assuming nobody trades down.
Well, I haven't gone through a whole lint brush and it's been 2 months. Look, they can stay here for the night and I'll drive them to a rescue tomorrow.
A no-kill shelter? But they're all full.
I'll find one. Promise.
Steve starts taking the carriers into his apartment.
I don't think it's a good idea for you to stay here, though.
Gotcha. And I'm the only one without fur. I knew you were a fetishist.
So now we find ourselves in the shelter euthanasia room. Florence is attached by a leash to a table. The shelter worker from before is preparing a syringe. The worker doesn't hear anything that Florence says. Don't be scared, sweetheart. Soon you'll be playing at that rainbow bridge with all the others.
You think there'll be any other art majors there? Turned out to be a crap degree, but I still like to talk about art sometimes. I love you.
I take you home, but I'm practically living on dog food myself.
Hey, is that Valium? Oh, I love the Valium. Oh.
Lawrence slumps peacefully. Now we see Steve driving his car. We only see the front seats. The passenger seat is piled with cat carriers. He includes the dogs when he speaks, but they're unseen in the back seat.
So, saying it's raining cats and dogs bother you? Especially you guys, right? You hate water. We don't say it's snowing Jews and Hindus. Hey, wait, what's this? Welcome to Idaho. Holy fuck, you guys are gonna have to change your political affiliations.
He stops the car and looks into a folder.
Our feet are saying dog and cat rescue. Okay, keep your paws crossed.
So Steve exits the car and he goes into a small building and comes back and gets in the car and the dogs are barking.
Oh, okay. Put a leash on it. No room at the inn. What is it with you guys? You fuck like bunnies. Are you bunnies? I guess two of you are. I mean, I don't mean any of you anyway. Y'all been neutered, neutered. Nothing wrong with that. Unless you're human, but we're a whole different story. I wonder where they put all the dog and cat balls. Oh, sorry, rabbit balls too. Oops, that sounded like rabbit balls too. Ooh, I'm sorry. Anyway, we're talking about balls. Maybe they make them into bubble gum or something and don't tell us. I mean, Jell-O is made out of horse hooves. I'm sorry, don't whip her. It is sad, but it's not the issue here. Anyway, man, if they took my balls, I'd spend the rest of my life looking for them. I know, spay and neuter, spay and neuter, spay and neuter. I'm responsible. I neutered my stuffed animals when I was a kid. You like that? That's how I impressed Florence originally with that story. Could be true. You guys are very easy to be with. Maybe because we aren't in Darwinian competition for the same things. Like, I don't want your catnip cigar or your chewed up tennis ball. You don't want my Pogue CDs.
He looks at the folder.
What do we have now? Muttheads, no kill rescue. Paws crossed.
So Steve stops the car again and gets out.
Oh man, I'm freezing my balls off. Oh, sorry. Humble brag.
Goes into the shelter, stomps on out.
No room. Not to get all West Side Story on you, but there has to be a place for these guys.
So now we see Florence groggily awakening on the shelter table. She looks around, gets to her feet, kind of wobbly. The worker is snoozing in a chair.
Men, you can't live with them and you can't put them in an anti-gravity changer and send them into hyperspace. Whoa. I guess it's lucky I minored in downers at school.
Florence puts her hand gently on the sleeping worker's shoulder.
Take the weekend off.
She opens the door and yells down the unseen hall to a bunch of barking dogs, meowing cats, whinnying horses, chirping birds.
I'll be back for you guys. I promise.
Now we're looking at two sides of life. Steve's apartment separately from Florence's.
Yep, this is Steve's no-kill rescue.
Watch the boxes. I never unpack all the way. Some kind of ancestral neurosis.
Yeah, it's rent controlled. I'm blessed. Remember your house training, guys. When my baby, when my baby,
when my baby.
At me, I fall in love.
At me, I fall in love. Sing out, Louise.
The end.